The sun rose over the hills of New Jeju as Hana Kim wiped the sweat from her forehead. Her hands were black with oil as she fixed the broken harvester. The farmer, an old man named Gil, watched her work with awe. "You fix things so fast, Jae-yun," he said, using the fake name she had given everyone in the colony. Hana only nodded. She did not like to talk much. Talking led to questions, and questions led to danger. 5 years had passed since she had come to this small farming colony. 5 years since she had run away from her old life as Commander Hana Kim, the famous ghost of Proxima. During the war with the Vespid aliens, she had led battles that saved thousands of human lives. But she had also killed. So many kills that sometimes she still saw alien blood on her hands when she closed her eyes at night. "All done," she said, closing the panel on the harvester. "It should work fine now." Gil smiled and handed her some coins. "Thank you. My family would starve without this machine." Hana pocketed the payment and packed her tools. The morning was still young, and she had 3 more jobs to do before sunset. Being the colony's only good mechanic kept her busy. Being busy kept the memories away. As she walked through the dusty streets of New Jeju, people nodded to her with respect. They knew Jae-yun Park as the quiet woman who fixed their machines and sometimes helped with the colony's defense systems. A useful person, but not someone special. Just how Hana wanted it. Her small house sat on the edge of the colony, far from others. Inside, it looked simple, except for one hidden panel in the floor. Hana checked that no one was watching, then opened it quickly. Inside lay her old military uniform, medals, and a high-tech gun that could cut through Vespid armor like paper. She touched the name tag, Commander H. Kim, then closed the panel fast. Some habits were hard to break. After washing the oil from her hands, Hana ate a simple lunch. As she ate, she watched the colony's news on her small screen. The reporter talked about more trade ships coming to the outer colonies. Good news for everyone. Then she saw it, a picture of a damaged ship that had been attacked near the Rigel system. The reporter said it was pirates, but Hana knew better. Those burn marks on the hull. She had seen them before. Only Vespid weapons left that pattern. Her heart beat faster. It couldn't be. The Vespid had signed a peace treaty after the war. They had gone back to their part of space. Why would they attack now? A knock at her door made her jump. Hana closed the news screen and grabbed a tool from her belt. Not her gun. That would raise questions. But a wrench could break bones if needed. "Who is it?" she called. "Jae-yun. It's Mina from the communications center." The voice sounded stressed. "The colony leader needs you. A ship just made an emergency landing. They need our best mechanic." Hana relaxed, but only a little. "I'll be right there." As she walked to the landing pad, Hana saw the damaged ship. It was small, a merchant vessel, but the hull damage made her stomach tight. Up close, the burn patterns were even clearer. Definitely Vespid weapons. The captain, a handsome man named Tai-ho Lee, was talking to the colony officials. "Pirates," he was saying with a charming smile. "They came out of nowhere. We barely got away." Their eyes met, and Tai-ho nodded at her. Just a friendly nod, but something in his eyes made Hana uneasy. Did he know who she really was? That night, after fixing the basic systems on Tai-ho's ship, Hana couldn't sleep. She snuck out to the colony's communications tower and used her old military codes to hack into the system. What she found made her blood freeze. Encrypted messages, strange signals at the edge of human space, reports of missing scouts. The pattern was clear to someone who had fought the Vespid for years. They were back. And somehow, Hana knew they were looking for her. Hana did not sleep that night. The morning found her still at her workbench, taking apart an old radio. Her mind was not on the broken machine, but on the ship that had landed yesterday. On Captain Tai-ho Lee and his claims about pirates. The colony buzzed with excitement over the visitors. New faces were rare in New Jeju. As Hana walked to the landing pad, she saw people bringing food and supplies to the ship crew. Captain Tahoe stood by his ship, telling stories to a group of colonists. He smiled when he saw Hana. "Ah, the miracle worker," he called. "Thanks to you, we might be able to leave tomorrow." Hana nodded. "I need to check the engine again." Inside the ship, Hana looked for clues. The damage was worse than she first thought. No pirate ship could do this. As she worked, she heard footsteps behind her. "Finding everything you need." It was Tahoe, watching her from the doorway. "Your ship took heavy fire," Hana said. "Military-grade weapons." Tahoe's smile faded a little. Pirates get good weapons these days. Not Vespid weapons. The air between them grew cold. Tahoe's friendly face turned serious. "You know a lot about weapons for a colony mechanic." Hana shrugged. "I've worked on many ships." They stared at each other for a long moment. Then Tahoe smiled again, but his eyes stayed sharp. "Well, I'm lucky you're here then," he said, and walked away. That evening, Hana sat in her small house and cleaned her hidden gun. Her fingers remembered every part, every move. 5 years of peace had not made her forget. A soft knock at her door made her quickly hide the weapon. Through the window, she saw Su-jin, a young woman who worked at the colony's defense station. "Jae-yun, can you help?" Su-jin asked when Hana opened the door. "The defense scanner is acting strange." At the defense station, Hana found the problem right away. Someone had changed the scanner settings. It would not detect certain types of ships now. Vespid ships. "Who was working on this?" Hana asked. "One of the visitors," Su-jin said. "The captain said his crew member could help upgrade our systems." Hana fixed the scanner, her worry growing. As she worked, the machine picked up a signal, a small ship moving fast toward New Jeju. The signal was weak, almost hidden. "What's that?" Su-jin asked. "Trouble," Hana said. She had to think fast. "Call the colony leader. Say we need to check all ships coming in very carefully." That night, Hana broke into the communication center again. She needed to send a message to Earth, to warn them. But as she started typing, she stopped. What if she was wrong? What if this was just her old fears coming back? If she sent this message, she would expose herself. Instead, she searched for news from other colonies. What she found made her blood run cold. 3 small colonies had gone silent in the past month. No distress calls, just silence. It was the same pattern from the start of the war. The Vespid would cut off communication first, then attack. As dawn broke, Hana saw Tahoe's ship preparing to leave. She watched from the shadows as the crew loaded crates on board. "Safe travels," the colony leader said to Tahoe. "Thank you for your help," Tahoe replied. His eyes scanned the crowd, perhaps looking for Hana. The ship lifted off, but Hana felt no relief. Whatever Tahoe and his crew had done here, it was only the beginning. That afternoon, a new ship appeared on the horizon. It was not trying to hide. It was a military transport, with Earth fleet markings. Hana watched it land with a heavy heart. A tall man in a crisp uniform walked down the ramp. Administrator Sung Min Choi greeted him warmly, then looked around the crowd. "Where is Jae-yun Park?" the administrator asked. "The major wishes to speak with her." Hana knew then that her quiet life was over. The past had found her at last. Hana's workshop was quiet except for the sound of metal on metal as she fixed a water pump. She hoped to finish before anyone found her, but hope was not enough. The door opened, and Colony Administrator Sung Min Choi walked in. Behind him was the military officer from the ship. He was tall with a stern face and perfect uniform. "Jae-yun," said Administrator Choi. "This is Major Jun Kang. He's a security consultant from Earth. He wants to talk to you about our defense systems." Hana nodded but said nothing. She could feel Major Kang studying her, looking for something. "I'll leave you two to talk," said Administrator Choi, and he left quickly. The room felt smaller as Hana faced the major. She kept her old wrench in hand, just in case. "The water pump seems broken," said Major Kang, looking at the machine on her table. "It will work again soon," Hannah replied. Major Kang walked around the small workshop, touching tools, looking at parts. "You've made a nice life here, Commander Kim." Hannah's hand tightened on the wrench. "My name is Jae-yun Park." Major Kang smiled without humor. "We both know that's not true." He pulled out a small device and pressed a button. The device hummed softly. "Now we can talk freely. No one can hear us." "I have nothing to say to you," Hannah said. "Then listen." Major Kang's voice grew serious. "The Vespid are back. But you already know that, don't you? You saw the ship that landed here." Hannah said nothing, but her mind raced. How did he know? "They've changed," Major Kang continued. "They have a new technology, the hive mind that lets them think as one. Our old tactics don't work anymore." "That's not my problem," Hannah said. "I left that life." Major Kang's face hardened. "The Vespid have attacked 3 colonies. They left no survivors. Fleet Command is calling back all experienced officers." "Find someone else," Hannah said. "I paid my debt to humanity." Major Kang pulled out a small screen and showed her pictures. Destroyed colonies, dead people, ships torn apart. "This is happening now," he said, "while you hide and fix water pumps." Anger flashed in Hannah's eyes. "I don't hide. I live. Do you know how many Vespid I killed? How many humans died following my orders? I see their faces every night." Major Kang didn't back down. "And you'll see many more if you don't help us. The Vespid are looking for something." "What?" asked Hannah, despite herself. "You." The word hung in the air between them. Hannah felt cold suddenly. "The Vespid Queen has sent a message," Major Kang said. "She wants peace talks, but she has one condition. She wants to meet the ghost of Proxima face to face." Hannah shook her head. "That makes no sense. Why would she want to meet the person who killed thousands of her kind?" "We don't know," admitted Major Kang. "But until we deliver you, the Vespid will keep attacking human colonies." Hannah put down her wrench and sat heavily on her stool. "So I'm a sacrifice. Give me to the Vespid and save everyone else." "Not a sacrifice," said Major Kang. "A diplomat. Maybe even a hero again." Hannah laughed without joy. "I was never a hero, just a good killer." Major Kang walked to the door. "Think about it, Commander. Earth Fleet is giving you a choice now. But if more colonies die..." He left the threat unfinished. "I won't go," Hannah said firmly. Major Kang nodded as if he expected this answer. "We'll be here 3 days, getting supplies. After that, we leave, with or without you." He handed her a small communication device. "If you change your mind or if you see anything strange, use this to call me." After he left, Hannah sat alone in her workshop for a long time. She thought about running again, finding a new colony, a new name. But deep inside, she knew it was too late. The past had found her. That night, strange lights moved in the sky above New Jeju. No one else noticed, but Hannah knew what they were. Vespid scout ships, watching, waiting. She put the communication device Major Kang gave her on her table but didn't touch it. Not yet. Instead, she opened her hidden floor panel and took out her old uniform. The fabric felt foreign in her hands, like it belonged to someone else, someone who had died long ago. But now that someone needed to live again. 2 days passed. Hannah fixed machines and avoided Major Kang. She felt eyes watching her everywhere she went. The military ship still sat on the landing pad waiting. As the sun set on the second day, alarms blared across New Jeju Colony. Hannah ran outside and saw people rushing to the colony center. Red lights flashed on all the buildings. "What's happening?" she asked a man running past. "Defense systems are down," he shouted. "Something landed outside the colony." Hannah's heart raced. She ran to her house, opened the hidden panel, and pulled out her military gun. The weight of it felt familiar in her hands. She strapped a knife to her leg and put on a dark jacket to hide in the shadows. Instead of going to the colony center where everyone else gathered, Hannah ran toward the outer fields. She knew what had landed. She had been expecting it. At the edge of the farm fields, Hannah saw the Vespid scout ship. It was small and shaped like a beetle, with a dark green shell that reflected the moonlight. The door was open. Hannah checked her gun and moved forward slowly. Her old training came back easily, like she had never stopped being the soldier. She heard sounds of fighting ahead and moved faster. In a clearing by the ship, Hannah saw a young woman fighting two Vespid drones. It was Sujin from the defense station. She had a small colony gun, but it did little against the Vespid armor. One of the aliens had 4 arms with sharp claws. The other had a weapon that glowed green. Sujin was brave but losing. She fired at the aliens, but her shots bounced off their hard shells. Blood ran down her arm from a claw wound. Without thinking, Hannah stepped into the clearing. The Vespid turned toward her, their compound eyes gleaming in the dark. They clicked to each other in their strange language. "Hey," Hannah shouted. "Remember me?" The Vespid with the weapon fired at her. Hannah rolled to the side with speed that surprised even her. 5 years of peace had not slowed her reflexes. She fired 3 quick shots. The first hit the Vespid's weapon, which exploded in its hands. The second and third shots found the weak spot in its neck armor. The alien fell dead. The second Vespid, the one with 4 arms, rushed at Hannah with incredible speed. Its claws slashed at her face. Hannah ducked and fired upward, but the shot only hit its shoulder armor. The Vespid knocked the gun from her hand. Hannah pulled her knife and waited for the alien to attack again. When it came at her, she slid under its reach and stabbed upward into the soft spot under its jaw. Green blood poured over her hand as the Vespid fell. The clearing was suddenly quiet. Hannah stood up, breathing hard, covered in alien blood. She felt alive in a way she hadn't in 5 years. Then she remembered Sujin. The young woman stared at Hannah with wide eyes, her mouth open in shock. "Jaiyun," Sujin whispered. "How did you? What are you?" Before Hannah could answer, more people arrived. Colony guards with guns, Administrator Choi, and Major Kang. They all stopped when they saw the dead Vespid and Hannah standing over them, bloody knife in hand. "It seems the secret is out," said Major Kang. The colony guards looked confused. They had never seen a Vespid before, and they had never seen quiet Jaiyun the mechanic kill anything. "Those moves," said Sujin, still staring at Hannah. "The way you fought. No normal person can fight like that." Administrator Choi looked from the dead aliens to Hannah and back again. "Jaiyun, what is going on?" Hannah wiped the green blood from her knife. "My name is not Jaiyun," she said. Her voice sounded different now, stronger and full of command. "It's Commander Hannah Kim." Gasps came from the guards. Everyone in human space had heard of Commander Kim, the ghost of Proxima, hero of the Vespid War. "These are scouts," Hannah continued, pointing at the dead aliens. "More will come. We need to prepare the colony." She turned to Major Kang. "Get your ship ready. I'll come with you." As they walked back to the colony, people stared at Hannah with new eyes. Her secret was out. The quiet life she had built was over. And somehow, deep inside, Hannah felt relieved. The next morning, New Jeju Colony buzzed with talk about the Vespid attack and the shocking truth about Jaiyun Park. People gathered in small groups, whispering when Hannah walked by. Some looked scared, others amazed. Hannah packed her few belongings in a small bag. Her hidden weapons now sat openly on her bed. She wore her old military pants and boots, though she kept her colony work shirt. Not ready for the full uniform yet. A knock came at her door. Hannah expected Major Kang, but instead saw Sujin standing there, arm bandaged from the Vespid attack. "They say you're leaving," Sujin said. Hannah nodded. "It's not safe for me to stay." It's not safe for anyone if I stay. I wanted to thank you, Su Jin said, for saving my life, and to ask, are you really her? The ghost of Proxima. Hana looked away. I was. A long time ago. My brother fought in that war, Su Jin said. He told stories about you, how you saved thousands of people. I also sent many to their deaths, Hana replied softly. Before Su Jin could answer, they heard the sound of a ship landing. It was much bigger than Major Kang's transport. Hana grabbed her gun and ran outside. A massive military cruiser hovered over the colony, its engines blowing dust across the streets. It was at least 10 times bigger than any ship that had ever landed at New Jeju. People pointed and stared as it settled on a large field outside the colony. That's the UHS Dauntless, Hana whispered. She knew that ship. She had commanded it once. Major Kang appeared beside her. I didn't call for this, he said, looking worried. A ramp lowered from the cruiser. Soldiers in full battle armor marched down and formed 2 lines. Then a tall, older man walked between them. He wore a general's uniform with many medals. His hair was gray, his face lined with age and worry. General Hyun-woo Baek, Hana said. Her old teacher, her mentor. The colony is being evacuated, Major Kang explained quickly. All civilians will be moved to inner colonies for safety. But the general has come specifically for you. Hana walked toward the ship, feeling like she was walking to her own execution. General Baek watched her come, his face showing no emotion. When she reached him, Hana stood straight and gave the military salute she had not used in 5 years. Commander Kim reporting, Sir, she said, her voice steady. General Baek studied her face for a long moment. Then, to everyone's surprise, he pulled Hana into a tight hug. Thank the stars you're alive, he said, his voice rough with emotion. Hana stood stiff, not expecting this. Slowly, she patted the old man's back. General Baek stepped back, embarrassed by his show of feeling. We need to talk, he said. In private. Inside the cruiser, Hana followed General Baek to a meeting room. Maps and battle plans covered the walls. Major Kang came with them. The situation is worse than Kang told you, General Baek said once the door closed. The Vespid didn't just come back. They've been hunting down our best commanders from the last war. He showed Hana pictures of 3 officers she had known. All dead now. Admiral Sun was found floating near Jupiter Station. Commander Wei was killed on vacation with his family. Captain Yoon's ship exploded with all hands lost. And now they found you. Hana's mouth felt dry. Why? Why kill us now after 5 years of peace? We think it's this new hive mind technology, Major Kang said. The Vespid Queen can now see all the battles through the eyes of every drone that fought and survived. She knows who hurt them the most. And no one hurt them more than you, Hana, General Baek said. You're not just being called back to duty. You're in grave danger. Hana thought about New Jeju Colony, about the people there. She had put them all at risk just by hiding among them. I'll need my old tactical systems, she said finally, and all the data on Vespid movements in the past year. General Baek nodded, relief clear on his face. Welcome back, Commander. As they walked to the bridge, Hana looked out a window at New Jeju. People were boarding transport ships, leaving their homes behind. Because of her, because the Vespid had found her. I'm not doing this for you or for Fleet Command, she told General Baek. I'm doing it for them. And to end this, once and for all. The general nodded. That's why you were always the best of us, Hana. You fight for the right reasons. The cruiser's engines roared to life. Hana watched New Jeju grow smaller below them. Another home lost. Another life left behind. The ghost of Proxima was back at war. The UHS Dauntless moved through space like a shark through dark water. Hana stood on the bridge, watching stars blur past the big windows. She wore her full commander uniform now. It felt strange after 5 years in simple colony clothes. We're ready for you in the tactical room, Commander, said a young officer named Do Hyun Park. His voice held doubt when he called her commander. Hannah didn't blame him. To him, she was just an old war hero pulled from hiding. The tactical room was filled with screens and maps. Young officers stood around a large table that showed the positions of human and Vespid ships. They all looked at Hannah when she entered, some with hope, others with doubt. "This is Commander Kim," said General Bake. "She will lead our response to the Vespid attacks." A tall woman stepped forward. "With all respect, sir, Commander Kim has been fixing farm equipment for 5 years. The Vespid have new tactics, new technology." Hannah looked at the woman's name tag. "Lieutenant Min, is it? You're right to question me. I would do the same." She walked to the tactical table. "Show me what we know." Lieutenant Min touched the table controls. The map zoomed in on a section of space near the outer colonies. Red dots showed Vespid ships moving in strange patterns. "They attack, then pull back. Attack, then pull back," Lieutenant Min explained. "We can't figure out what they want." Hannah studied the movements. Something about them seemed familiar. She reached out and touched the tactical interface with both hands. The system recognized her instantly, like an old friend. Data flowed through her fingers into her mind. Numbers, movements, patterns. "They're not random attacks," she said suddenly. "They're testing our defenses, looking for weaknesses." She moved her hands over the map, showing patterns the others had missed. "Here and here. They're probing these sectors more than others. What's special about these areas?" Do-hyun Park, the young officer who had doubted her, stepped forward. "Nothing. They're empty sectors, just old mining stations that we abandoned years ago." "Check the patrol schedules," Hannah ordered. Park looked confused, but did as she asked. His eyes widened. "The patrols in those sectors are lighter. We thought they weren't important, So you left them less guarded," Hannah finished. "The Vespid found our weak points. But they're not attacking there yet. They're waiting for something." She worked the tactical table with growing confidence. Her fingers danced across the controls, showing ship movements and attack patterns. The room grew quiet as the young officers watched her work. Even those who had doubted her seemed impressed. "The Vespid have created special hunter units," Hannah explained. "See these ships here? They move differently from the others. They're designed to counter human tactics. Our standard responses won't work against them." General Blake nodded. "That's why we've lost 3 battle groups already. They seem to know what we'll do before we do it." "Because they've studied us," Hannah said. "This new hive mind lets them share all knowledge across their forces. But it also has a weakness." She pointed to a pattern on the map. "They still need to communicate. See these signal bursts? That's the Queen connecting to her forces." Lieutenant Min leaned closer to the map. "If we could disrupt those signals, we could break their coordination," Hannah finished. "But first, we need to test my theory." She quickly made a battle plan and showed it to General Bake. He studied it, then nodded with approval. "Do-hyun Park, take your scout team to these coordinates," Hannah ordered. "But don't follow standard patrol routes. Use this path instead." She sent the data to his screen. Park looked uncertain. "That route takes us dangerously close to the asteroid field." "Exactly," Hannah said. "The Vespid won't expect it." 3 hours later, Park's team returned safely. Their report confirmed Hannah's theory. The Vespid hunter ships had set a trap along the standard patrol route, but Park's team had avoided it completely. "You saved my whole team," Park said to Hannah, his earlier doubt gone from his voice. "How did you know?" "Because I understand how they think," Hannah replied. "I spent years fighting them." The tactical room buzzed with new energy. Officers who had questioned Hannah now listened closely to her orders. The ghost of Proxima hadn't lost her touch. That night, alone in her quarters, Hannah looked at her reflection in the mirror. The commander's uniform, the confident stance, the sharp eyes. The mechanic from Ujiju was gone. The ghost had returned. And this time, she would end the Vespid threat once and for all. 1 week after joining the Dauntless, Hannah stood before the ship's leaders with a bold plan. Maps and battle formations filled the screens around them. "We know the Vespid are hunting former commanders," Hannah said, "so we use that against them." Major Kang frowned. "You want to use yourself as bait?" "Yes," Hannah replied. "I'll take a small ship and let myself be detected. The Vespid will send their hunter units after me." "And then?" General Blake asked, though his face showed he already knew the answer. "While their best warriors chase me, a small team will slip past their defenses and hit the command hive," Hannah explained. She pointed to a spot on the map. "Our scouts found it here, hidden in the asteroid field." Lieutenant Min shook her head. "That's suicide, Commander. Even if you escape the hunters, the team would have to fight through heavy defenses." "Not if most of those defenses are chasing me," Hannah said. She turned to the general. "We won't get another chance like this. The Vespid want me. Let's give them what they want, but on our terms." After much debate, General Blake approved the plan. The small strike team would be led by Major Kang, with 6 of the best soldiers on the ship. "I should lead the strike team," Hannah said after the others left. "No," General Blake replied firmly. "You're too valuable, and the Vespid want you too badly. Major Kang is excellent at stealth missions." Hannah knew he was right, but she didn't like sending others into danger while she played the decoy. The next day, Hannah prepared her small, fast ship. She wore her old battle armor, polished to a shine. Do Hyun Park helped her check the systems. "The ship is ready, Commander," Park said. "But I don't understand why you're doing this alone. Let me come with you." Hannah shook her head. "One ship has a better chance of escaping than 2. Besides, I need you here to coordinate the attack when the Vespid forces are distracted." As Hannah was about to board her ship, Major Kang approached. His team stood ready at their own vessel. "Remember the plan," Kang said. "Draw them out for 3 hours, then escape to the rendezvous point. Don't try to fight them all." Hannah nodded. "Just make sure you hit that command hive. Without it, their forces will be in chaos." They shared a soldier's salute, and then both teams boarded their ships. Hannah's small vessel shot out from the Dauntless and headed straight for Vespid territory. Her hands moved confidently over the controls. She had flown ships like this many times during the war. As planned, she sent out a clear signal that would tell any Vespid ships exactly who she was. The ghost of Proxima was announcing herself. It didn't take long for them to respond. Within an hour, her sensors picked up 5 Vespid hunter ships moving toward her position. They were fast, but Hannah's ship was faster. She led them on a chase through an asteroid field, using moves that had made her famous during the war. The Vespid followed, just as she wanted. Every minute they chased her was another minute Major Kang's team had to reach the command hive. 2 hours into the mission, Hannah checked her sensors again. Now 10 Vespid ships followed her. Good. The plan was working. Then she saw something that made her blood run cold. A massive Vespid carrier had appeared near her planned escape route. It wasn't supposed to be there. Hannah quickly sent a coded message to the Dauntless. Route compromised. Seeking alternate path. She turned her ship toward a dense nebula, hoping to lose some pursuers in the thick gas clouds. 3 Vespid ships followed her in. The others circled around to cut off her exit. Inside the nebula, Hannah's sensors barely worked. She flew by instinct, dodging shapes in the colored mist. A Vespid ship appeared directly in front of her. She fired her weapons, destroying it, but the explosion damaged her own ship. Warning lights flashed across her control panel. Engine power was falling. She wouldn't be able to outrun them much longer. As she emerged from the other side of the nebula, Hannah saw something worse than the Vespid ships. Directly ahead floated the command hive itself. Somehow, she had flown straight to it. That's when she realized the terrible truth. The Vespid hadn't been chasing her. They had been hurting her. "It's a trap," she whispered, sending one last message to Major Kang's team. Abort mission. Repeat, abort mission. But it was too late. Major Kane's ship appeared from behind an asteroid, headed straight for the command hive, and straight into the waiting Vespid forces. The hunters had become the hunted. Hannah's ship spun as Vespid weapons fire hit its side. Warning lights flashed red across her control panel. She had no chance of escape now. A large beam shot out from the command hive, surrounding her ship in bright blue light. Her engines died. Her weapons went silent. The ship was being pulled toward the massive hive structure. Through her front window, Hannah saw Major Kang's ship caught in the same blue beam. Both of them were trapped. The Vespid had won. Hannah closed her eyes and remembered New Jeju Colony, the simple life she had built, the machine she had fixed, all gone now. She would die a soldier after all. Her ship was pulled into a large opening in the hive. When it stopped moving, Hannah grabbed her gun. She would not be taken without a fight. The ship door opened with a hiss. Hannah expected to see Vespid drones with weapons, ready to kill her. Instead, she saw Major Kang standing there with two of his team members. They looked unhurt but worried. "Commander," Kang said, "they want us to follow them." Tall Vespid guards stood behind Kang. They had 4 arms but carried no weapons, strange for Vespid soldiers. Hannah stepped out of her ship, gun still in hand. The guards did not try to take it. They simply turned and started walking, clearly expecting the humans to follow. "Where are the rest of your team?" Hannah asked Kang as they walked. "Still on the ship," he replied quietly. "The Vespid haven't hurt anyone. They just brought us here." The halls of the hive were nothing like Hannah expected. During the war, Vespid ships were dark and frightening. This place was filled with soft green light. The walls looked like they were made of smooth crystal that changed colors slightly as they passed. After walking for what seemed like a long time, they entered a massive round room. In the center sat the largest Vespid Hannah had ever seen, twice the size of the others, with 6 arms and wings that sparkled with tiny lights. The Vespid Queen. Hannah raised her gun, but Major Kang put his hand on her arm. "They could have killed us already," he whispered. "Let's see what they want." The Queen made a series of clicking sounds. A smaller Vespid stepped forward, holding a device in its hands. "The Queen welcomes the ghost of Proxima," said the device in a flat, mechanical voice. "We have waited long to meet you." "Why?" Hannah asked, her voice strong despite her fear. "Why hunt down human commanders? Why start this war again?" The Queen clicked rapidly. The translation device spoke again. "We did not start a war. We sought specific humans, those who understand battle, those who could help." Hannah looked at Kang, confused. "Help with what?" Instead of answering, the Queen touched a crystal on her throne. The walls of the room changed, showing images of space. A dark cloud moved between stars, swallowing everything in its path. "The Devourer," said the translation device, "ancient machine intelligence. It sleeps for thousands of years, then wakes hungry. It has awakened at the edge of our space. It consumes all organic life." The images showed entire planets being covered in darkness. Vespid ships trying to fight, then being absorbed into the cloud. "This is why you came back to human space?" Hannah asked. "You're running from this thing." "Not running," the translation said. "Seeking allies, seeking the best warriors." Now Hannah understood. "You weren't trying to kill us. You were trying to find us." The Queen made a sound that might have been a laugh. "The ghost of Proxima understands. You fought us better than any human. You know our strengths, our weaknesses. Together, we might survive." Major Kang stepped forward. "You want an alliance. After all the death in the last war." The Queen's many eyes turned to him. "War is past. Survival is now. Machines care not if we are Vespid or human. All will be consumed." Hannah slowly lowered her gun. "So this meeting, this trap, it was all to talk. To show," corrected the translation. "Words alone would not convince humans. You had to see." The queen stood, towering over them. She extended one of her 6 hands toward Hannah, holding a small crystal. This contains all our knowledge of the Devourer. Take it to your leaders. Tell them what comes. Tell them we can fight together or die alone. Hannah took the crystal. It felt warm in her hand. And if I say no? She asked. Then the ghost of Proxima would not be the warrior we believed, said the translation. But you will not say no. You fight for life, not for hate. That is why the queen chose you. As Hannah and Major Kang returned to their ships, now free to leave, Kang looked at her with doubt in his eyes. Do you believe them? He asked. Hannah looked at the crystal in her hand. I believe something scared the Vespid badly enough to make them ask humans for help, and that scares me more than anything. The great hall of the United Human Council on Earth fell silent as Hannah finished speaking. 50 council members from all human colonies sat in a half-circle, their faces showing shock, disbelief, and fear. So, said Council Leader Da Jung, breaking the silence, you want us to form an alliance with the Vespid, the same aliens who killed millions of humans 10 years ago. Hannah stood straight in her commander's uniform. General Buck and Major Kang stood beside her. I want us to survive, Hannah said simply. The evidence is clear. She nodded to a technician who placed the Vespid crystal into a reader. The walls of the council chamber lit up with images of the Devourer. The dark cloud moved between stars, consuming everything it touched. The council members watched in horror as entire planets disappeared. These recordings are from the outer rim of Vespid space, Hannah explained. The machine intelligence has already destroyed 3 Vespid colony worlds. It's moving toward human space now. How do we know this isn't a trick? Asked the council member. The Vespid could have created these images to fool us. Major Kang stepped forward. Our science team has confirmed the data is real, and our long-range sensors have detected unusual energy readings that match what's in these recordings. The council whispered among themselves. Fear filled the room. Even if this threat is real, said Council Leader Da Jung, how can we trust the Vespid? How can we work with them after everything they did? Hannah looked at each council member one by one. Because we have no choice. The Devourer doesn't care if we're human or Vespid. It will consume us all. She touched controls on her wrist pad. New images appeared on the walls, showing battle plans and ship formations. The Vespid have ships we don't have. Their hive mind technology allows them to coordinate attacks in ways we can't. But humans have creativity and adaptability that the Vespid lack. Hannah walked to the center of the chamber. I'm not asking you to forget the past. I'm asking you to fight for our future. Together, we have a chance. Divided, we will all die. The council debated for hours. Voices grew loud with anger and fear. Some members wanted to fight alone. Others wanted to run to the farthest reaches of space. Finally, Council Leader Da Jung called for quiet. Commander Kim, he said, his voice heavy with the weight of his position. You fought the Vespid better than anyone. You killed more of them than any other commander. Yet now you stand here asking us to join with them. How can you, of all people, trust them? The room grew silent again. All eyes turned to Hannah. Because I understand them now, she said. Her voice was soft, but carried to every corner of the hall. Both species fought to survive. And now we must fight together or perish separately. After more debate, the council voted. By a narrow margin, they approved the alliance. Humans would join with Vespid against the greater threat. 1 month later, Hannah stood on the bridge of a new ship, the UHS Unity. It was unlike any ship humans had built before, with technology from both species. Through the main window, she could see the combined fleet, human ships with their sleek, practical designs, and Vespid vessels with their organic, flowing shapes. Major Kang approached her. The Vespid Queen requests permission to come aboard for the final planning session. Hannah nodded. Tell her she is welcome. Do-hyun Park, now Hannah's second in command, looked nervous. Commander, are you sure about this? having their queen on our ship. Hannah smiled slightly. No, Park. I'm not sure about any of this, but I'm sure about fighting for life. For all life. When the Vespid Queen entered the bridge, human officers stood stiff with old fear and new respect. The Queen moved to Hannah and extended 3 of her 6 hands in the new greeting they had created together. Hannah took the Queen's hands without hesitation. "Are your forces ready?" she asked. "Ready and honored," came the translated reply. "To fight alongside the ghost of Proxima is a privilege." Hannah turned to the view screen showing the massive fleet. Human and Vespid ships floated side by side. Once enemies, now the last hope for both species. "Then let's show this machine what organic life can do when it stands together," Hannah said. As the combined fleet moved out toward the darkness at the edge of their known space, Hannah Kim finally embraced her destiny. She was no longer hiding from her past. She was using it to forge a future. The ghost of Proxima had returned, not as a nightmare for the Vespid, but as a guardian for all life.